loved when I walked in here today and saw that you actually do things by Post-it notes on a table. Tell us what's going on here.
It's scary looking.
That's okay.
But, I'm a very visual. This is how they used to do screenplays. You know, the 3x5 cards, and just kind of So I just get ideas, and then I start putting them in order. Like this is my pile. These are already documented, in the script. So as I said, I have the fourth script already written out, but now I'm doing some revisions. These are my revisions. So I have ideas. There is an order.
Okay.
As we go here, this is ordered down the film. So basically, I just get my ideas on here, then I transfer, and I love writing now. It's just I love screenplay writing. It's just it comes to me, and I just almost like turn my mind off, and I just go, and it just kind of presents itself. Awesome. It's almost like it goes into autopilot. So, and then what happens to me is I see everything as a scene in my head already. I see the action already. And I'll be laying in bed at night, and I'll get a scene. It'll just come in my head, so I'll jump up and jot them down on 3x5 cards. And I actually see it as it's actually would probably be filmed already. Now I take that idea and I'll put it into the film or into the screenplay. So this is where it all starts, and these are kind of some of the props. I actually made this up right here. So when I have, I'm going to be wearing the pyrotechnic squib with a blood pack, and then after that's done, this will actually glue onto my leg. I'll have some, I'll use some kind of, I have to get that, probably beef. So thin cut beef or whatever to show the muscle tissue. And we're going to run a blood pump under here. And then this will glue onto my leg. And this is the bullet wound. And this will be all stretched out. And then I'm going to be sewing it up because Lucas Klein's a real tough dude. He does his stitches with fish hooks. So he's going to have this emergency fishing kit here, and so he's actually going to stitch it up. So every stitch that goes in, the blood pump will be squirting blood out. So it should be kind of fun. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So this was actually this material is a skull cap that I got from a Halloween store. You know, where you put on your head. So I just cut the piece wise. So it cost me $1, and then the hooks were like a buck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then tell me about the watch, the KGB watch.
Yeah, this watch is actually a functioning Russian KGB watch, and this is actually going to be a kind of central theme. It's a very important prop in a movie fork. Let's put it that way. So
and the grenade and the rockets, what are those?
This is in a process. This is going to get painted olive drab. This is a fake grenade. This is what we're going to be dropping down on. Mr. Dan Kelly.
Right.
This is a rocket. This is not going to be this day because this is going to happen in a big open area. This will actually it's going to be a surface missile, and this will be launched later. These are actually real rounds, but they're inert now. This is a 50 caliber machine gun. This is a 20mm cannon round. So these are just extra props that I kind of collected over the years. Huge collection. These license plates we'll be using on the movie. Because we're going to be simulating, in travel. So I have a collection of license plates from out of state and whatnot. This is kind of some of the cast that we're putting together for the film up here. As I mentioned, I like to make stuff myself.
Yeah.
It fits exactly what I want, and it's kind of a necessity. I don't operate on I want to make it possible that anybody can make a film, and not everybody's on a big, huge budget. So I built this shoulder rig just out of parts that I made. I have my own own follow focus. I got it with stoppers. This is a Hack GH2 shoots super high resolution, and so everything on here is actually brackets that I made myself. It shoots. It kicks it up to about 176 bit rate, which is comes stock about 24. So it's just a tremendous. It probably ranks up there with some of the red cameras.
That is awesome.
Guess what this is?
Yeah, what is that?
It's the speaker cover for a PA system.
Good one. It is?
Yeah. So I cut a slot out. These are my stops I made up for my follow focus. And I use this as for my... Because I couldn't find one store-bought that gave me the kind of... without going to $1,000, I didn't want to invest that for this camera. For that, so
you're pretty handy.
Yeah, and
you can make everything
have
you
to
need.
be.
Yeah.
Kind of have to be. Yeah. Believe it or not, this padding here it's off a Thigh Master got as a white elephant gift years ago. So I mean, I just like to reuse. I'm a big believer in reusing and being creative. And some of these brackets here are off an old saw.
Awesome.
Yeah, a miter saw.
Mark, what screenwriting programs do you use? And
I use Final Draft.
You do use
I
Final
use
Draft?
Final Draft. I love Final Draft, and that's pretty much all I've ever
Okay.
used. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what about editing?
Editing, I use Sony Vegas Pro or Adobe Premiere.
You like Premiere?
CS5, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I like the Vegas. My mental process. I like the Vegas better, which is probably a little bit closer to the Mac versions, you know. But like Final Cut. But I kind of lean towards the Pro, the Vegas Pro.
Okay.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
All right.
Well, this is just some of the collection on various license plates, and what I end up doing sometimes I order up a vanity plate for what I might need in the future.
Okay.
And so it's actually cheaper to do that than buying custom made plates.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got.
Yeah, so I got a nice little collection here, and then back here, I mean, you'll crack up. I got wheelchairs, crutches, braces, all sorts of stuff that are props.
No,
Yeah.
that you've
some of the stuff
collected
that I've
from
actually
use.
used, I
Yeah.
have tons of braces, yeah, and stuff like that. But yeah, and I did. You know, I have a lot of store bought and stuff, but I've made a lot of equipment too. I have, you know, some lights. These are my favorite little LEDs panels. Love these things because you can take them anywhere. These are really great for inside cars and vehicles. This is a simulation. It's a prop for a Russian rocket launcher.
Awesome.
So basically, just do one of these things here, you know. And actually, it does fire. This this is a plastic gun, so we use that for it has to get repainted before we shoot. This so I can drop on the ground, you know, so we don't want to drop our real ones. And I have these are Claymore mine bags. These are from when I was in the military, so they're great. I saved everything for props. Yeah.
All right.
This is my pyrotechnic stuff. You know, my control devices. This is my makeup, blood pumps and makeups. I have capsules, blood capsules, you know, that they put in their mouth and do. So we got all sorts of makeup for bruising. So we kind of build our bruises up.
And you know how to do all of that. You know how to do the
I've
makeup.
learned by watching because we
You have.
hired a moulage expert on one of our one of the films we were going to shoot, and I learned a lot about bruising and stuff from her. So that's
Awesome.
that's a whole science itself. So we use syringes for our blood pumps.
Do you? Okay.
Yep. And tubing, and so it's kind of fun. And a lot of some of the stuff I Google online, and a lot of I just kind of find out myself.
Learned, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is basically here's a bulletproof vest. We'll be using this. We actually already use this on one of our shoots for it. This is kind of our wardrobe. Nothing fancy, but we have everything. Every item in here, it's all tagged for scenes.
Okay. So why do you have a green room in your house?
Well, I just found it. Well, two reasons. One is there's many times I just needed to get a character. I just need a nice little tight close up, and then throw in another background. So I had used the cloth version, but we were doing some squib work with it one time and ended up burning it up. So I thought, I just got the idea of just I had this extra little room down here, so I went down and had the correct coat paint made up at a local, like I think at Menards or Home Depot, and just paint it, so it works out great. I even have my little green screen table back here, and so it's just like promo stuff. And what I was also doing is for for the lead-ins and whatnot. If I just want to put a prop up or something like this, I'll shoot my props in here sometimes. So if I want to use those in my graphics, I'll do that in here. So it's kind of people and props.
I have a good one. So if you had a bigger capability for a bigger green screen, what that would be really.
It'd be huge, yeah. Because right now we'll do it outside, but we set up the screen, with the framework.
Oh,
and
temperature control too, though.
Yeah, it's hard, but
inside.
to have a permanent green screen, a soundstage with a big green screen, something that you can go up.
What's the
20 feet
potential
would
of
be-
that, though?
Yeah, oh yeah, and then you can do everything. I mean, if you see it, then I would love to have that. It would be good. It would be good for everything. And like I mentioned a minute ago, I've done music videos too. It'd be great for that. It would be great for commercials. It would be great for absolutely anything. There's so much green screen work out there. Yeah. It'd be perfect if we could all. I think just have a nice location for like that for everybody to use. I want to buy the green screen clothes, and they have the everything but the eyes.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
and they have where even grips can hold on to stuff and their arm disappears. And they have there's a whole lot of fun stuff you can get